If you're considering seed starting indoors this year for your vegetable garden or your flower plants, there's a few things you need to know about the right supplies to make sure you're successful. The first thing to do is to have a good container. Now the container should have drainage in it. You don't want anything that has no holes or no drainage. There are several different options that you can use. There are containers that you can put everything in one container, or you can start in individual packs or individual containers such as this. The next thing after the container is a source or something to use to cover that container for the seed starting. A piece of saran wrap works really great, or you can purchase containers that have this type of plastic cover. This is going to keep the humidity nice and high for when those new seedlings start to germinate. If you don't have any containers that you want to purchase, you can always use an empty food container that you've gotten at the restaurant. This has a lid for that humidity as well as the tray. Now, one of the important things that you want to do is poke holes in the bottom of this tray so that you have good drainage. Then you can set this down into another tray. The next thing is to make sure you have the right soil mix for starting. Don't use garden soil. It's way too heavy and doesn't have good drainage. This seed starting mix is perfect. And if you notice, it's very lightweight and it's perfectly mixed so that it'll hold moisture but have good air space for those roots to start growing. You can also get something called peat pellets. These have all the soil in this little container, and you put this in a little pot of water or a bucket of water, and they expand to this point when you're ready to seed. So you can use those for seed starting as well. The next important thing is a light source. Now you can put your containers in a windowsill, but typically that's not enough light and the plants are going to start stretching towards that light. You can get a light kit like this at a catalog, or you can make your own. There's lots of ideas online on how to make them. The important thing is to make sure that the light can move up as the plants grow. You always want that light source 2 inches above the tops of those plants. The next thing is water. Now, a sprinkling can will work. However, when the seedlings are really young, it's much better to use a mister bottle and just mist the soil to keep it moist. Sprinkling can is going to wash all the water out and possibly wash the seedlings out. There's a few other small odds and ends tools that I like to have as well. Sometimes seeds are really small, so I'll use this little tool that has a little ridge in it that'll help me drop the seeds into there one by one. Or this little tool can be used, although sometimes I'm not sure it's very helpful or very useful. In addition, I always make sure I have my plants labeled. That way, if I find something I really like, I know to plant it again the next year. And then you have your seeds. You can go to a seed catalog or the garden stores, or perhaps you save some seeds from last year. So you have your seeds, you have your soil, your light, your containers, you're all set to seed and be successful.